Hi, and welcome to the Tottenham Supplement. I am one of your hosts, Shubon. You can find me on Twitter at @TheRealShubon, and you can find my good buddy and skipper of the show, man like Chris, at his handle, at @ChrisAndro_.
Hey, he did it. He did it.
I did it! Oh, God. Forget the fact that we lost on Sunday. I got Chris's handle right.
That is the main prize right there.
That eyes are on the prize. Eyes were on the prize. That's all I could think about, really.
Yeah, hello everybody, and hope you have recovered from Sunday as much as I haven't. It's been a weird few days, well, a couple of days I should say. Anyway, but yeah, feeling good, feeling all right. As you might have seen in the group, I've reevaluated my expectations for the season. I don't think we'll go for the title. So as far as I'm concerned, that's all done and dusted. 9 points is way too much to make up, especially when we have the injuries that we have now.
Do you remember that bookie years ago? Man United fan who was a bookie. He was still paying out on Man United to win the title. Back in '98 it was. I think it was 20 years ago now. Wow, 20 years ago. That was... you just think of the landscape. I mean, I literally had bought my first PC. That's how long ago it was. Do you know what I'm saying? It was a piece of crap. It was a piece of crap as well.
Well, I imagine it was one of those bulky things from back then.
Oh, were you kidding me?
With dial-up internet as well.
Oh, I was lucky, Chad. Well, I was, lad. I'd back it down. If you were lucky. You were lucky. Yeah. But like, back in those days, that's the thing. If we were lucky, back in those days, we were lucky to even being thought of to be in the top, Champions League contending, to be in the top 10. People forget that year, 1998, we escaped relegation by 3 points?
Yep. Aston Everton, and I think Barnsley went down.
Yeah, and then the following year, basically the only thing that gave us, apart from winning the League Cup, obviously, the only thing that gave our season any joy was, quote-unquote, helping United to win the treble by deliberately losing to Man United. Because God forbid, obviously, because we did that for 10 more years going forward, you know?
I'm conflicted about that game because, I know everyone was celebrating that we lost, but I was probably the only one who was actually upset that we did lose to Manchester United. I know that they won the title after we finished second, but still, it's just one of those. It was actually quite a good game as well, from what I remember. Ferdinand scoring first, and
I remember Ferdinand scoring, all the Tottenham fans cheering, and then suddenly they're looking at each other like, what? It was like it was like a realization. I'm like, it's because I remember. Because the reason I remember that is there was years later. I think Ian Wright was actually at a Man City game. Arsenal playing Man City. I think it was Bradley White Phillips or maybe Sean White Phillips had scored for.
I think it was.
And he scored against Arsenal, so he starts celebrating, and then he just realises he's celebrating. Although it's his son that has scored, it's his son scoring against his team, and it's like, and it's just the double take afterwards. But that's why football can be. Football is half comedy, half tragedy. I mean that's the emotion. As what you say, it's an emotion. I can't do a Spanish accent, but that's the thing. I mean, seeing his thing, I think sometimes people do react emotionally, rightly and wrongly. And I think, although we try to be a fun podcast, there's something I think that has to be said. Whichever prick called out Sonny on his heritage, you are a prick. I hope they find you. I hope they ban you for bloody life. End of story. End of story. Yeah. I'm sorry. And I know that there are some guys, because I know there was another lad, I think he has special needs or something, and he did some racial abuse or something, but he apparently hasn't got the capacity. And I get that. And if it's shown that this guy hasn't got capacity, then yeah, maybe he can be rehabbed. But if you have capacity, you know, and apparently the lad was warned, you know, the person was warned, like, you know what? And then they went to the stewards. The stewards did nothing. And so I give praise to the Spurs fan, because, you know, the old saying, "Oh, don't be a grass or anything." You know what? Be a grass. Yeah. Be happy to be, you know. I want you. I want people to, you know. At the end of the day, if it's a mate of yours, and this is a proper mate, not someone you just see at the pub on like a semi-week, you know, maybe every other week. If it's a proper mate, then you tell him to wind his neck in. You know, if your friendship is anything, and you know, if it's just some random guy, guess what? We're better off not having those kind of fans. So, and I'm sorry if I've dampened the mood. If I can dampen the mood a bit more. Apparently, Kane's out for a month. Sonny's gone for a month as well.
Yay!
And all we have now is a Nando's, which is more lemon and herb than extra hot.
Well, this is the one of the reasons why I kind of wrote a line underneath our title chances. I'm just because in the next few games, which are going to be crucial, we're not going to have our two most potent attackers, and Sissoko, I know he's probably done a groin strain as well, so he's going to be missing for probably a couple of games. And
at least two for the thing is, life is one of those strange things. When it gives you a lemon, you can make very good, I don't know, limoncello? I don't know, forget lemonade. I want limoncello.
I hate limoncello, it's great.
I love limoncello, by the way.
I thought you might say that.
But no, what I was going to say was, I think, although we have a dearth of central midfielders, we do seem to have a glut of central defenders.
They're all coming back now, aren't they? Yeah.
And they're all coming back. Sanchez is probably fully fit, as is Foyth, as is Alderweireld. And you can play those three consistently. Maybe bring in Foyth occasionally for maybe the Palace game. You can basically rotate them around. You can, you know, and I think that's something we're going to have to do. And I think personally, that's going to be the option. I think the fact that although I think Eric Dyer may be back from his appendicitis, and now that's a freaky thing to happen. Appendicitis is so rare. Yeah. You know? So that is a rare thing that it can happen. But hopefully he'll be back to full fitness for, I think, the Fulham side. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually gave Winks, if he played a Skip Winks combination, you know, and played a 3-4-3, a 3-4-2-1, but just telling Dele Alli, either playing Dele Alli a bit deeper in that two, because he can play there. He's played there before, or you can actually play, you know, or play Skip there. I'd prefer him. I prefer Dele Alli and Winks to play there in like a two. Okay. They've obviously played together. They played together all the time. They also played there for England, probably, because Dele Alli played a bit deeper for England. He did against Spain.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, play Eriksen and Lamela and just tell them, look, I wouldn't want to say exactly like we used to play with Crouchy, because I think that's an insult to, that's not an insult to Crouch, actually. That is an insult to Crouch. The guy is a World Cup winner. But, as in actually play him up front. If you want to, you know, use the ability of Trippier to put those crosses in, those long balls, you know, tell them, you know what, forget the square pass, just keep crossing that ball in. Just keep pushing that ball in from deep, because I think it's hard to defend a good ball coming in from the wing.
I don't know if Trippier actually played that game, though.
But actually, I think the thing is, I saw those like Trippier out. I mean, like, I wasn't surprised Trippier made that error. I wasn't surprised. But that was good pressing. It was good pressing by Lingard. It was good. It was a perfect storm. Lingard intercepted. He went to their best, most technical player in Pogba, and he probably went to their fastest player in Rashford or Martial. A good one was either of them.
Well, the thing is, but the thing is, it's not the first time that Trippier's made that error when he's been pressed.
Oh yes, Wolves, twice.
Man City, twice against Wolves. Man City, where they led to a goal as well. So it's kind of got form for that. So you just kind of wonder.
Yes, got form, but I think that's something. I think personally, I'm not saying. It says where we were at Everton, we love the fact that Trips played a very good game against Everton,
Mm.
And I think if you play in the right formation, I think he's better off playing with that safety net,
Mm.
And I think giving him that safety net, because I don't trust Serge Aurier. Serge Aurier, if you look at his fouls, which are the penalties, they're all the same kind of tackle. Exactly. The same kind of tackle.
Those were last season, though. He hasn't done anything like that this season.
He's been injured most of this season. Give it time. But what I'm saying is that it's weird that for a defender to have gone to the level of PSG and not really know how to defend,
Well, because he's been attacking more than he has been defending PSG, isn't he?
Probably, yeah. But
the way they kind of play. Yeah,
but like I said, I just think, I think for me personally, and obviously, there's actually talk about some of movement in the window. Well, here's the thing. First of all, we haven't got enough homegrown players.
Mm.
Secondly, anyone from the Championship isn't exactly as poor as it used to be. It's not as wealthy as the Premier League, but they can resist bids,
Yeah. Very true.
The days of when...
There is a lot of quality as well down there, so...
there's a lot of quality. You can, Aston Villa are 10th right now, for example, with Grealish. But 2 or 3 good wins, another team doesn't do it, and guess what? They're in the playoffs, another team isn't.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. I think, everyone was at Chris Wilder's. I think Sheffield United were 3rd, aren't they? And they were flying. Then it was Leeds, and then it was Norwich.
Mm.
And both those 2 teams are absolutely flying like the clappers, because they both want automatic promotion naturally, because you don't want to be the team that's 3rd and going into that playoff knackered. So they're not gonna. And even for them, why are they going to sell their players? Because anyone that's remotely decent, is going to be, they're going to want top dollar, because they've got another 12 days to replace him. And you've got to scout someone. He's going to be willing to move, And so, and the nature of the Championship is becoming a lot like the Premier League. Gary Rowett, he's only been in the job 6 months, maybe. Is that? He's already been fired. Yeah.
True.
He spent 50 million? He spent 50 million more than Spurs. And he's been fired. Yeah. And that's how tough it is, isn't it? And that's why you're not going to move, because the guy that brings you in January might not be there in June.
Very true.
So I just think, for all those people saying, "Oh, we should get this player, that player," we have a homegrown one. If you look at Man City, that's the one thing I didn't realise. Man City only have a 21-man squad in their for the Champions League anyway. I don't know about the Premier League. But I know for the Champions League, they only have a 21-man squad, because they have got 0 homegrowns. And that's the one good thing that we've got that people don't realise, that people have got Levy. Because Danny Rose is useless. Well, Danny Rose counts to that homegrown quota. Rose, Winks, Kane, and I forget the 4th one. There's Rose, Winks, Kane. I think there's a 4th.
Ali.
No, Ali has to be club. Ali has to be club homegrown.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it has to be 4. Has to be. So if they have 8 homegrown players, and 4 of them have to be home trained.
Right. Okay.
I forgot. I know Winks is one of them. Kane is definitely one of them. Rose is one of them. It's going to drive me nuts who the 4th one is. Who else is it? But But you see what I'm saying, though? You need to be able to... I think Brandon Austin is 21 or something, but only 3 of the 4,
Yeah, okay.
And so I think Skip eventually, because the difference, when you look at, say, City, one good thing we have is that long-term wise, we might do well in Europe over a team like City or PSG, because eventually their lack of homegrown is going to count to bite them. PSG not so much, because they can rotate in their league so easily.
Yeah.
But someone like City... they're not going to be able to get, I don't think they've got any homegrowns.
Well, that's to play Foden that often.
Well, they play Foden, but Foden doesn't count for another 2-3 more years. He has to be 21 or something.
Right, okay.
I know it is Rose, it's going to drive me nuts now, but definitely Rose, Winks, and Kane. They are 3 out of club homegrowns. Let's go one more. Kyle Walker-Peters.
I completely forgot about him. Jeez.
And that's the reason why he's not going on loan, because you need him. Because because he can play as a right back, he can play at left back, and he's a body. Now, should say young Oliver Skip come of age, and be a very integral member of that team, that squad, then it'll be like bye, Carl. Thank you for what you've done, which is harsh, but I don't think it's it is. I mean, some people are
it's
just
harsh to put it like that, yeah.
Well, no, I'm just football is a savage game. I mean, at the end of the day, the highest paid player at the club is only in that position because two expensive imports didn't do their job properly. Otherwise Harry Kane will be a footnote. So you've got to give credit to Levy the way he's managed the club, because although he'll say on the surface, you know what, these players are more loyal. Well, we aren't exactly loyal to Tom Carroll. I remember, do you know Tom Carroll? It was years ago. I think we played Gillingham in the League Cup years ago. I think that's when we played Marcus Edwards, I think.
Yeah.
And I just remember Tom Carroll being given the armband, and he just couldn't believe it. He just couldn't get a smile off his face.
Yeah.
He was just so happy to have that, because obviously, he's from I think he's from Hertfordshire. He's from Watford, something like that.
Yeah, it's Tottenham boy through and through, yeah.
Tottenham boy through and through. He's Northern Ireland Counties, grew up with the club, and that'll probably be, if someone asks him, what's your happiest memory? He said, well, it's captain of the club. Even for all of 5 minutes, that was my happy memory. And I think going forward, that's one thing we are doing. We are giving them a pathway, and I think it's not just because we want to have the identity, or we like seeing he's one of their own. It's that we realise that a 25-man squad, I mean, because I think the Champions League, I know, as stupid as it sounds, we have a good chance of winning that at some point, purely because we can have those 4 homegrowns. It allows us to have a deeper squad for that competition. Yeah. And we can do better, as in maybe not win it, but we can definitely go deeper and deeper and actually accumulate the brand, the prestige. And hopefully, maybe in a couple of years, when the stadium starts kicking in, we can add that layer of gold. But
my hotel still booked in Madrid for the final, so
Yes, I know. You booked that hotel in Kiev as well. Kiev?
Well, he wanted to go to Kiev anyway, and glad we didn't go there.
Did you actually go to Kiev?
No, forget that. Why am I still alive?
And so aside from that, apart from
I'm always confident, especially in Europe, because if you remember back in the 90s, 2000s, when we always failed to qualify for Europe, we used to play friendlies against prestigious European sides. We always used to beat them, didn't we? And we always kind of thought that we had
I would incredibly, yes, because you would have thought playing a team and beating them, 4 or 5-0 in a friendly is a real indicator of success.
Well, no, not an indicator. Well, it's just a way, but
not anymore, isn't it? David Bentley, man. That's the one game. Do you know what? I think David Bentley single-handedly has ruined friendlies for any Spurs fan, because we just can't enjoy them, because it's like, oh yeah, but do you remember when that game against Roma?
The 5-0, yeah.
Because it's not just taking up an effort. It's a meaningless friendly. They don't give a shit.
Well, you say that, but usually their season starts off 2 or 3 weeks after ours. So obviously they're putting the efforts to.
No, they want to get a fitness, but they see it as a fitness exercise. They just see that it's not a case of oh my god, if I win this, I'm gonna win the Peace Cup or something.
Well, I suppose the roles are kind of the Peace Cup. I love that tournament, but I'm just thinking that
you went to South Korea.
I love that tournament. Yeah, South Korea was awesome.
Yes, you went to South Korea, really?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, what was that like?
No, I didn't go. But it was fantastic on the TV. It was brilliant. But,
God, I was really looking forward to that. Oh yeah, I had kimchi and all of it.
No, but trust me, if we do win the Champions League, I will be going out there to
South Korea,
wherever they hold the Club World Cup. Imagine us being world champions. That's the only drive.
No, do you know what? Right now, I would just be happy to get through, because I don't think Kane won't be back until I think the second leg.
March. Second leg of the Champions League.
Yeah, I don't. But who knows? Because he's a strange one, because his fitness is incredible because he's injured his ankle so many times. He gets kicked there so many times, and it's incredible how many times people point out Hazard getting kicked. I never know him being kicked so badly that it cost him. Yeah, it cost him a few matches.
You never know that. Last season and the season before that.
No, as in Hazard getting kicked so much.
Oh, Hazard. Okay. Yes,
apparently Hazard gets kicked so often. It's like, oh no, it's Hazard getting kicked. I'm like, I know he does get kicked, but I don't think he gets kicked that hard, so he ends up missing games as a result.
No, I think he enjoys it secretly.
Anyway, that was said by Chris, not by me.
Because, not saying anything about Chelsea players and their reputation and stuff. And
again, said by Chris, not by me.
the little chant I would like to sing to them, about them offering themselves for money. But
I have no idea what Chris is talking about at all.
But Hazard does love to go a bit kicking, and he seems to just thrive on it. There's a little smile on his face every time he goes on the ground, just as his penis hits the turf and makes the pitch pregnant. But it's again, this is all Chris, and we had a man like Chris. Cassandro underscore. See, I'm so rattled by this. I got the bloody thing wrong. I've got to had it right for so bloody long. So, well, yeah, the first time I got it right, and now you've made me get it wrong. Anyway, before Chris gets us sued permanently, for little pennies we do have, and Chris, I say Chris, not myself. I'm just saying that it does put play to that. Oh yes, Tottenham, they've got such a deep squad. Yeah, very deep squad. I'm like. Yes, there's a man that spent 250 million building his squad. Clearly. You made him sound like like an Asian man just then, didn't you?
I just sound remotely Asian. I don't know what kind of Asians you hear. I can't even do an Asian accent. I really can't.
You make me sound like what's his name out of the Big Bang Theory. That's what's his name?
I know what Raj. I don't say anything like Raj.
You used to make him sound like Raj just then. It's like okay.
Really?
When has he gone over to Pasadena and Minnesota?
I have been. Well, I think I might have been near Pasadena once, but I don't think I've ever sounded anything like Raj ever in my life.
Oh, well done, you've just done it.
Oh yeah, wow! I can actually do. I can put it down on my acting resume. I can. A person of Indian subcontinental origin can actually do a fake Indian subcontinental accent.
Well. More like an Asian that's been in America too long. That's how it sounded, but at least you tried out, you done it. But onto your point there about Kloppy. Yes, it is kind of it is. Yeah, I mean, I remember complimenting our squad, saying that got like a deep bench and everything like that. But you have to kind of, if I was to have my Liverpool head on right now, you have to kind of worry that he's complaining about squad depth and he spent about 300 million on his team.
I'm just worried they're going to win the title. I'm praying Man City to win the title now. Do you know that?
I've lost all interest now. I really have.
Oh, no. I can. Do you know what? The idea. Do you know what? People think I'm anti-Liverpool. I'm not. I've been to the city, only for the one time, but I did go there and I like the people there. I
think people have seen your video. They know that you hate Liverpool.
I know. I don't hate Liverpool, the city.
No, I just a football club, yeah. And we know that you hate them.
I don't know why. I really don't. I can't explain it. I really can't. I mean, it's like the thing is, I don't know if it's a recent thing because do you know when they won the Champions League? I was actually thinking that's really good. Congratulations to them. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know what it is now. They just really get on my bloody nerves.
Well, because of. There could be a multitude of reasons. Really.
I know, but we don't go into because I don't want to get sued, and I like my car.
I do love Liverpool City. I do love Liverpool the people. But
it's Everton. I like the people of Everton. Okay, people of I forgot the name. Where it was now. I forgot the place I went to now. Shit, it wasn't Kirby. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. It wasn't Kirby. I forgot the name of where the place Everton actually is.
It isn't. Well, I mean, the new stadium will be.
No. It's yes. Oh God, I forgot the name because there's a place it's called. I went to a place called Litherland, wherever the hell that is, and there was another place called, and it's driving me nuts now. Oh, it's driving me nuts now.
Sure, you weren't partaking in the Scouse soup?
No, I was not taking part. No, I remember this because this is proper Everton territory. There's there's an area, and I think it's a dedicated proper Everton. Well, I know Everton and like Liverpool and Everton are only about 200 yards apart, but this was actually like the bit I walked up through, and I went back to my car. This is proper Everton territory.
Okay. Well,
I can't remember what it's called now. It's going to drive me nuts.
Well, I think they are in the town called. Well, sort of your car was parked near the stadium, but it wouldn't be anywhere. But there is a actual area, an actual town in Liverpool called Everton. It wasn't Everton. I know where I went to. I just don't remember the name. I just don't remember the name of it. But well, yeah. I mean, while you think about that, I'm just thinking that if Liverpool do win the title, we kind of I don't know how I'd probably feel about that. I mean, having grown up in London, then moving down further south, just surrounded by Liverpool fans who've never even seen Liverpool on the map, and you know, and these people who have never even been to Anfield, and they go on about them. They probably
don't even know what Brookside even is.
So yeah, Brookside, it takes you back. But and the most mouthy with it, just like Manchester United fans who suddenly sprung out of the woodwork these days and given it large, you know.
Oh, did I ever tell you? There's a very fun story about Man United. So my first trip to Old Trafford, I went with Debs and Mick.
And
then when I got basically on the way back, I actually was chatting. We'd beaten them 2-1 or 3-2. I think it was 2-1. I think it was. It was New Year's Day game. Yeah. And so on the way back, and so I was on the tram, and I'm chatting to this United fan, and out of nowhere, this one guy's giving me some crap, and I said, "Wow, you're a Man United fan, but you sound like me." He did not take kindly to that. I don't understand why. Honestly, I just don't get it personally. But no, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like when you look at say United's riches, you know. They can bring on Pogba. They can bring on. They don't have Sanchez. He's injured or something. And they left him out of the squad. But what I'm saying is, yes, they've got an embarrassment of riches, but I think that says quite a lot really about them because they can piss up money so easily, you know. And it's just incredible. I mean, obviously, a lot of it's down to their commercial revenue, and that's a gift in itself. But for me, I think one of the things, I think more definitely. I'm not saying Klopp used to like. You're developing players, but obviously, you know, who doesn't like, you know, if someone gives you the money, you'll be an idiot not to spend it. And we have spent it. I mean, we spent 40 million on Davinson Sanchez. I know that's including with like caveats and conditions. And people may say he hasn't progressed as well as he was last season. Well, people didn't know him last year. They know him this year. They scouted him because he did so well the year before, and now he's going through that second season syndrome. And now the next season will make or break him. And that's how you learn, especially when you just had a World Cup, you haven't rested, you know, and you are a young player. Who knows? Things can affect you a little bit. Yeah, just going to go on that. And I don't think he'll get dressed out because isn't it Copa America next year? Isn't it?
Say it again.
Isn't it Copa America this year? Not next year. This year, sorry.
Isn't it Copa America every 6 months? It feels like it. But,
I'm not going to go there. That's my first, not by me. I like my coffee.
It every other week is like Copa America. They finish one final and then just.
I remember they did it. They did it like 2 years in a row because of the centenary or something. But I do know that there's something like the Copa America. I think they do have it in like. I think it is 2019. Yeah, 2011, 2008, 2015, 2019. Yeah, they're going to have it again this year.
Yeah. And
I think. Yeah, so he's not going to get any rest. And I think same for Foyth. And so it, you know, I mean, I don't know what's our team. What's South American for lasagna?
But,
I don't know what South American for lasagna is. I don't know where you went for that.
Well, there are plenty of Italian immigrants in most South American countries. I guess they just pronounce it with a nice hard G.
Yeah. It's all about the hard G's, isn't it?
Well, I'll leave that one with you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, because apparently there's talk about Malcolm coming to Spurs, and like we're going to assist on GK, and do you know what? It wouldn't be a terrible thing. I mean, in terms of the fact that he would add a bit of energy, you know.
It will be a terrible thing because by all accounts he snubbed us once to go to Barcelona. Now he's
Well, you're going to snub us. You're going to snub us. I think we put a bid in, and his French club at the time said no.
And then he took a huge dump on us, and then just went.
No, and then he had a choice between Roma, and then we couldn't sign him anyway because we didn't have enough places. And then when we could have signed, I think, and then to be totally fair, Roma would be more pissed about it because they had a deal with him, and then as soon as Barcelona, very few Brazilians can say no to Barcelona. Yeah, it's just the way it is. And sure, like the idea of playing with Messi, and he can't. It's very hard to resist that offer. If someone, I mean, Messi is an idol for many. To play with him, even if he is from your hated rival, national rival, you can't say no to playing with Messi. That's to play to how do I put it? It's like Barcelona. One of the reasons they say like you can't say no to Barcelona, Real Madrid, is that the offers only come around like once or twice.
Yeah. And
once you say no, that's it. It may never come again.
Yeah.
No, which I think is stupid. Like if you're worth waiting for, you'll go.
Well, still. Yeah, no, I don't really begrudge him that much. Barcelona will come knocking, and they are, consistently challenging for European honours. Yeah.
Really good players like Arda, a lot of players have gone. Have been very tempted by Barcelona because it is Barcelona, it is Messi. Chance to play with probably one of the greatest players ever. I mean, let's face it, unfortunately, Mickey has retired. So, I just now believe on Messi instead. No.
I can't wait till he retires.
I'm just saying that that's the link in the window, but I definitely do think, that's Fulham. Obviously, because it's going to be on Sky, I'm assuming he'll go into the game.
I'll be there.
He'll be there. I will be, I don't know what I'll be doing. I'll probably be doing laundry and watching the game, doing laundry or something.
Yeah, and make sure put the dinner on for the kids as well,
Oh yeah, well that comes out. I do that the night before, and then they re-eat it.
Yeah. Proper little housewife. But, it's good to see.
Oh yeah, I honestly, I mean, right now I'm multitasking. I'm ironing. Do you know what I mean? It's what it's what us modern men do. I'm having flashbacks to good old Only Fools and Horses, but no, but that's what I'm saying. I just think it's ultimately and that's the thing. I mean, it's so easy to say, do you need to get your checkbook out? First of all, we haven't got that money. We're not that liquid, despite how much that cheese room has cost us. We're still not completely liquid. And, we need to shift players on, like Janssen. I mean, I feel sorry for Janssen, He's
especially after the quote from Pochettino, I do kind of feel very sorry for Janssen.
Janssen, but the way I look at it, he's probably given him one season. I think with Pochettino, you've got basically 2 seasons. If that, and if you go out on loan, that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
I think if you've gone out on loan, you go out on loan to protect your value as an asset. And I think it's just a case of I think he's got 1 more year, and then he's on 3.
Yeah.
So
something must have happened between the two of them because the
levels he just isn't performing to the levels that people are hoping for, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes people make mistakes. I mean, like I remember there's that really embarrassing skit they're doing on Facebook for Harry Redknapp when he's talking about Joey Beauchamp. Remember him?
Joey Beauchamp.
Beauchamp, whatever his name was.
Beauchamp, yeah, I remember he signed and he was immediately homesick and then he was sold back to Oxford, I think.
Swindon. He went to Swindon, didn't he? Swindon, yeah.
Yeah, Swindon, yeah. So I remember that kind of period. That was kind of funny.
What I'm saying is, though, I'm just saying that you get players, you sign and suddenly they just don't work out, Yeah. And it's no one's fault. I mean, ultimately, I was hoping Janssen would do a good job, but I think the problem with Janssen is, how do I put it? New signings have to hit the ground running, absolutely. And if they don't, it's almost like you've got a year, maybe 2. I mean, and that's it. And then that's it. You're done. And I think so. If that's what Sissoko, I think Sissoko lucked out. If let's say Wanyama and Dembele had been set, you know, and we weren't in the process of selling Dembele and considering what we're going to do with Wanyama. Would we be calling, Mr. Sissoko the GOAT? No, we'd be like, oh, this is that expensive failure we bought, you know? And sometimes luck has to happen your way. Sometimes you have to have the opportunity or the fact that the manager has to play because he's got no one else, you know?
Yeah. Danny Rose knows all about that as well, so.
You know, and that's just the way it works. So, I mean, like I said, I'm hoping we'll make some movement in the signings. But apparently we've been linked to De Jong, and I'm like, we can't afford to buy. We can't afford to buy this guy, but we can afford to buy John. This guy for 60 million. I mean, like, and I'm like, because here's the thing: we like the idea that and there's a lot of talk about Skip. They don't really like Skip. Apparently, Skip is very highly thought of at the club.
Yeah.
And there was a really good article. I don't know if you've read it or not. It was basically by Alistair Golden, and it was basically had talks about. I think there was a journalist or some skit lady or something. He needed help with her bags, and he offered to help with her bags.
Yeah. Okay.
And they looked at that, and they just thought, it's about, they like good characters, you know?
Yeah.
They want good eggs. Yeah. And that matters a lot to them, and they'll notice this. They'll notice all those little things, like big, it's like drones. They have drones everywhere. They have spies everywhere, you know?
Like a lead, you mean?
Again, I'm not going anywhere near that one. Because,
you carry on.
Well, here's the thing, from what I understand, right? From what I understand, ABB did the same, but he was incognito.
That's really I work with a lead.
But he wasn't a spy, though. ABB was incognito, but he wasn't spying. And I'm like, you're meant to be smart. You're meant to have like GCSEs and everything, like loads of them. You went to like some proper private school or something, you know?
No, I'll say to my leads, mate, that there are ways of scouting out your position and just standing there almost with the Leeds flag hanging out your backside and singing Leeds songs is not really the way to go about it. I know that's a slight exaggeration, but it's not
that Derby have like gates and everything, and their fencing is all caged in or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what every club does it. So,
a friend of mine, basically, he lives in Bolton, and to the front Bolton, and to the front of him is a golf course, and to the back of him is where Bolton Wanderers train.
Yeah.
You know, and that's essentially how it is. You know, because they haven't got the facilities to train somewhere very expensive. Same with Derby. Derby has spent money on their Pride Park, or what they call the new baseball ground.
Yeah, Pride Park.
I want to know what they will call it. I know it's not been called the baseball ground for many years. I know that.
I was going to say, that's taking me back. I remember going to the baseball ground in the 90s. Jeez.
Yeah. And then, by the way, I've got to say one thing, though. If you get a chance to visit an old school stadium, do it. Because having been to Everton and just loving it, you kind of miss those old school grounds. Fulham's a proper. That's the thing about Fulham. I mean, first of all, it's a lovely day by the river. Although you don't have the Michael Jackson statue anymore, unfortunately.
Taken down and trashed. But it is a lovely walk through Bishop Park as well, if you ever get a chance. It's,
and Fulham they're quite friendly. The fans, there's no needle between Fulham fans and Spurs fans, so.
No, we all kind of love each other. The beers there for Tottenham, and everyone's just so
chilled out.
Clean cut. Yeah.
It's hard to imagine who their neighbours are, really, isn't it? Fulham, isn't it?
Well, you say neighbours. They must live in the same actual town. Chelsea's just a small team of Fulham, aren't they? Literally are in Fulham too. I know that. You know that. They can't even go to their own towns just to mess it up.
You and I both know the whole Chelsea thing has nothing to do with the area that they're in. All right, so don't stop causing trouble, Christopher. You and I both know it's nothing to do with the area that they're in. That's not why they're called Chelsea. You know that, and I know that.
I hate them with a passion.
Oh, we do. And it's funny how they've been accused of racism. Isn't that weird? Of anti-Semitism racism as well. But you know what I find very, very strange? I've heard nothing from David Adil.
Oh, no. He's kind of like kept quiet on that one until there's a camera in his face.
It's so weird, isn't it? Whenever it says club involved in anything bad, he gets very quiet, doesn't he? And he never understands why fans ever accuse him of being he finds it. He says whenever Spurs fans do it, they're tribal. They don't like me because I'm a Chelsea fan. And I'm like, but you never have a tribal matter ever, do you? He actually does live near me. I would never go get, and he's probably with his kids, so I'll never give him abuse or anything. I'll ask him one question though. I'll say, well, how come you never speak out about Chelsea racism? Because I never heard you do it. You know?
Well, he's probably never heard it.
You never heard it, so do you know what? Just because, get some proper glasses. Specsavers now do hearing aids, and actually you will hear it.
No, it's probably a shit tip of the club. I completely hate him.
I was thinking of this, right? He was always the least funny member of any comedy duo he's ever been in. He was. In Mary Whitehouse, Rob Newman was funnier. In Newman Baddiel, Newman was funnier. And when it was Fantasy Football League, Skinner was the funny one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a serious guy, and he just stays there and asks questions almost.
Yeah, well, I won't call him a straight man, but that's good. I'm not going in there at all. I said I'm not going there. I am not going there.
Oh, it's a good job you left it behind, I know.
Yeah. But like I said, I think when you look at, say, someone like, because like Chelsea, I mean, there are people who will be looking at Chelsea and say, wait a minute, they're going to about to sign that Parodies or whatever his name is from Zenit St. Petersburg. And it's not as if, obviously one oligarch must mean it's doing another one a favour. But what I mean is that, they're able to, because obviously they've let go of Fabregas because at the end of the day, they realise that there's no more value in him, and they have to move him on. Yeah. And I will miss having Mr. Dembele. I mean, what is your? And by the way, you can't include the time when Mr. Dembele kicked Ramos or poked Diego Costa in the eye. But what is your quintessential Diego Costa memory? And the Diego Costa memory, Mr. Dembele memory.
I didn't say that. Mr. Dembele memory was probably, I guess when we played Lyon in the Europa League away from home, and we needed to score one goal to go through, and time was ticking on, and I think Lyon had just taken the lead and were holding on to the lead. It must have been the 88th minute. At this point, Dembele was not that famous for scoring goals for us, and picked up the ball on the edge of the area. Picked the ball on the edge of the area and then just smashed it in 1-1, and we went through 2-1 in aggregate. That was 3-2. I think we're not on those lines, but went through. That was fantastic. Celebrated like mad then.
I mean, my memory of him is actually another game. It was actually against West Ham. It's a game I think we beat him 4-1 or something, or 4-0 or something. And it was the reason I remember that game is that he just gets the ball, he runs with it, and then literally like 5 of them are drawn to him like bees to honey, but they can't stop him. So there's like 5 of them. So versus 1 or 2, and then they can't do it. Then 2 or 3, and there's like one more joint, and another one. And it's like 5 of them, and eventually he has to turn and check back or something. But he runs. He literally goes from one end. From our box to almost literally 10 yards from their box. Yeah. And they just couldn't handle him. Once he's in full flight, he was almost impossible to stop. Yeah. And I'm going to miss that. I mean, I am hoping that there's some caveat within this China deal, because I think their season doesn't start till March, doesn't it? It doesn't start till March. So hopefully he'll have, let's say, loan, he can come on loan or something, for a season, like build his fitness with us or something, play with us, something like that. And I'm hoping that, say, there probably will be next season once the stadium's ready, that he's able to grace the pitch of White Hart Lane, even for a couple of games, see him wear the lily white, and just do one of his amazing dribbles, even for even an FA Cup game. Let's say we get drawn against, I don't know, some minnow team, just play Dembele. Do you know what I mean? Just throw us a bone.
Yeah, some minnow team. If we play Chelsea away, that would be awesome. And then,
but he can't, Costa. Who knows? The funny thing is, apparently Costa's might be going to China himself.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Well, apparently Atletico Madrid, because of the way the Spanish laws have worked, so the whole state aid or something, had to give a lot of money back. They can't now afford to keep him, and they're very heavily bloated because they spent a lot of money on Lamar.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're even in the Champions League spots. Are they in Champions League spots in La Liga?
Spain? Nope.
So they desperately need to either do really well in the Champions League or that's it. They're modelled. Literally, they spent a lot of money on their state. Could you imagine a hard-pressing side, run by an ex-side international, spent a lot of money on the stadium and then failed to qualify for the Champions League?
Where are you getting at?
I'm just saying.
Actually, that's actually like drew one more question from me. How many clubs in Spain are being run by the Spanish government? Just seems to be they get the money and just, Well, I fair play rules involved in that.
Oh, fair play, pish posh, fair play. What's that?
Yeah, well, only when Spurs are a matter, I guess. But,
well, obviously, the rule only applies to Spurs. You know this.
Very true, very true. Hi, Mike Dean. Did very well the other night. Not bought out at all by Man United.
Pardon?
But
Mike Dean. Here's the thing. Do you know that whole thing about him being our referee? I think he's taking it a little too far because.
Yeah, I think he had a panic there, didn't he? He was like, oh my god, they think I was...
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. It does look bad. I mean, when you look at it in replay, it does look bad. All tackles do look bad. Yeah. But, I mean, I remember, I think there was a kick out by Paulinho. He kicked someone in the stomach,
Yeah.
And he managed, he gets sent off quite rightly so, because he probably,
Yeah.
I would love to land those kind of kicks in sparring, And he gets sent off because it's dangerous play, same as Adebayor. I think with Pogba he hesitated, and that annoys me because it's like I remember this was years ago. There was a game, I think it was Hull, and their goalkeeper played an absolute blinder.
We lost 1-0, right?
No, I think we drew 0-0 something.
Okay.
And I said, do you know what? I said to someone, what are the odds he's going to concede a couple of goals in the next game? I was actually wrong. Actually, he conceded 4.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that sometimes you have those games. I mean, I got to give credit to David De Gea. That was, without finishing, look, I think we could have probably put a few inches a little bit either side or something. Yeah, but he had to put in that. But that Toby, that was a very good strike, and he had to, it was brilliantly well executed, and that's why, I mean, you can be as partisan as you want, but he really is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League and has been consistently. I think Alisson Edison will take over.
Not last season or the...
Not last season. I think he was good. Last season, I think he was very good as well. But I think he was very good. He's one of the reasons that United have done as well as they have done. But I think now Alisson Edison have come along and they've now shifted the paradigm a little bit. Their ability to play with their feet, not just defensively but offensively. Especially Edison. But I just think you got to give him credit. That was just superb goalkeeping. I think it was do you remember Tim Krul? I think it was a game we lost.
Newcastle.
Yeah, when he was like Spider-Man and he managed to save everything that was thrown at him years ago, I think. Because I remember that game. I was actually in Bangladesh, and my relatives who speak no English, I really hope they didn't repeat any of what I said because they learned a few choice words.
I can imagine too.
But no, like I said, I think Fulham's going to be. I mean, I think we've got Fulham coming up. I think, and although Sonny was in that game last season, obviously when we beat them, I think we've got Lamella. We have, I think we don't have to win that game. No, when we beat them at the Bridge, and Sonny was in that team. When we beat Chelsea. Yeah. But I know that's not until like next Thursday, but. The point I'm trying to make is that I really do think that we can beat. I don't think we don't need to win against Chelsea. We just need to get a draw, get a result. And that's it. We're through.
Yeah, if we do the rope like we did in the first leg, we'll keep them out.
And then I say all we've got to do is just get a result, and that's it. And then what's one to say? Because the League Cup finals at the end of February, isn't it?
It'll be March.
And middle of March, isn't it? So hopefully Kane will be back for that, and hopefully he'll be motivated because he want to lead his team out of Wembley because God knows he's ready to do that. Gets ready to do that kind of thing. Yeah. And I definitely do think he's.
Really.
Well, like I said, I do think we could. I think Fulham will be interesting. I don't think they need the points. They're at that stage now where if they don't get out, they're bottom, aren't they, Fulham?
Are they bottom? Yeah, they are. Yeah, yes.
So they have to win. I mean, literally, they were hiding to nothing. They spent their owner spent 100 million on, I want to say, average players. He tried to improve the squad.
He spent 100 million on literally players with no Premiership experience or even English experience. So and
what a surprise is now. But then again, if you look at it, say, it's like a Idrissa Gueye. I mean, people have a go at Tim Sherwood, but he could spot some decent players from time to time. You know? And Idrissa Gueye was one of them. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. And I think, who knows, maybe Fulham, they'll look at that and think, well, do you know what? He may have gone down. They may have gone down. Because it's always, they spend a lot of money. But look at, say, Huddersfield. I mean, they spend, what, 50 million?
Yeah. And
they've let Wagner go because he doesn't have any more answers. And,
I was upset for Dave. I quite liked him. I think he was a very amiable character. I
mean, Huddersfield, I think they rent the stadium. I think they're the only Premier League club that rent their stadium. They don't actually own the, what is it called again?
Macau. Yeah, is it Galfarm or McAlpine? I can't remember now.
McAlpine Stadium. John Smith Stadium. It's John Smith Stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm saying Huddersfield, they don't actually own the stadium. And so this Premier League money has come a long way to help them develop. And they may not, who knows, they might not come again, like Bradford, they might not be in the Premier League ever again. Not for a long time anyway. But to have done what they've done, on the budget they've done, and they've brought a lot of happiness, and that's what football's about.
Yeah, I do enjoy a trip to Huddersfield. I mean, I enjoyed it last season and this season as well, so, yeah, good fans, very good people.
And I actually remember what they said to, like, Arsene Wenger, to the Arsenal fans that are singing Arsene Wenger's name.
Yeah.
You wanted him out. You wanted him out. You two-faced bastards. You wanted him out. Because that's apparently so, yeah.
Yeah. That was funny.
But like I said, I mean, for those, so Chris, where can, obviously you'll be, because Chris, where will you be having your Captain Morgan's and pineapple on the Sunday? Pre-match.
That's a good question, really. I mean, it's been a while since we've been to Fulham away, so I'm not quite sure which pubs are there, which pub we'll be going to. But but I'll be about. And
watch out, Chris is about. Watch out, Chris is about.
Yeah,
and for those of our our foreign viewers, foreign listeners. Yeah, don't bother watching Beatles about. It wasn't a very good show.
Completely forgot about that. You started singing it. You must have VHS tape still in your cupboard or something, don't you?
Well, no. The thing is, you're going to laugh at me for saying this now. One of my earliest memories of TV from when I was a kid was one of my enduring memories are of, let's see, TJ Hooker. Cover Up. Yeah, do you remember? Yeah. Remember that from back in the day? And what was the other one? And Game for a Laugh.
Jeez.
Yeah. I remember because they showed that on Sunday night, and I used to get away with not going to bed for ages, so I could watch that. The other memory I've got.
Griff Rhys-Jones and Rowan Atkinson and all that.
Yeah. Because I remember Game for a Laugh. The reason I remember that, because I just remember that, because for Sunday night for me, because I remember my TV on Sunday night, because obviously I was at home. But I just remember that and Highway for some bizarre reason. I actually wrote to Harry Sneaker's daughter actually. She's on Twitter actually, and I said saying to her, I said, you know what? When the weekend when your dad's show came on, I knew the weekend was over because Sunday Sunday evening. Highway was when the weekend was over. But I said to her, your dad's charm made it a lot easier to go for it. She said, you know what, thank you so much. You know what would have made it better if she blew a raspberry, but sadly that wasn't the case. Sadly that was not meant to be. But anyway, so Chris, you can find Chris at man like Chris _
Yeah. You got it wrong after all that.
Yeah, I got it wrong. I got it right, I got it wrong. But hopefully you will be able to basically, and I said Chris will be tweeting where he's at, maybe. Will he? Yeah. And hopefully, he's putting out, watch out. Chris is, oh God, I've got something on my head now, haven't I? So I said he'll be sharing that. And so that said, come with me for a pint. And like I said, we'll be doing more of these. And I said, we'd love to hear your feedback. And I said, this is probably one of our most challenging times. I mean, we've lost, basically, I think, Sonny and Kane have got most of our goals, haven't they?
Yeah, Kane top and Son second.
So it's kind of like losing Berbatov and Keane back in the day.
Yeah.
But who knows, maybe a parrot, and this is a live parrot, a parrot that is, a parrot that is, there isn't no more, a parrot that is, that's not pining through the fjords, that is very much a current parrot. And so, anyway, I'm off now to defend the plagiarism suit by Michael Palin, and so But by the way, always please check us out www.facebook.com/the Tottenham Supplement. Please post your links. And again, although we ended with a bit of humour, if you do hear fans amongst you saying stuff that they shouldn't be saying, tap them on the shoulder, tell them to wind their neck in. If they don't, find a steward. That kind of. I don't want to use a C word because for those of you who do know, so the C word's actually quite a bad. There's many hunts here. All of them know that one C word. The other bad C word is it's affected my family quite badly. So, but that's you don't want that. And what you do with a C like that is you yank it out, cut it out, and never let it return.
Yep.
So if you do hear anything, like I said, they do. I think there's a text or something. You can text it or something. Or
there's a text number. We'll put it up in the group as well, and also I'll put it in the bio for this podcast. So
and in the description,
yeah. So like I said in the group, we don't want to have a reputation like Chelsea or Millwall. And this is the club that I love, and I don't want to have to see that come down in any way, shape, or form anywhere at Tottenham. And it doesn't matter what's been going on in society these days. At Spurs, this is where everyone is welcome, and that's why we want to make sure that it stays that way.
I mean, and that's the thing. There's people who say that, but people have said that. Have they never been to Tottenham? You go down 76 High Road. It's one of the most multicultural. It's been from we had the Jewish people coming in their 30s and 40s to work in the factories. Then you had in the 50s and 60s, you had the Irish and people from the Indian subcontinent to work in the factories. And people guys from the Windrush. You had in the 70s and the 80s, you had people coming from Africa. And the 90s and the noughties especially, you had guys coming from Eastern Europe. And in the last 10 15 years, you had guys from South America. I mean, it is.
It's a beautiful area to be. Everyone might say it's rough, but I think it's just the world on your doorstep. Really, I love Tottenham. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I do, and it's such a brilliant area. And
we want to keep it that way.
We want to keep it that way. We're going to keep our club because it's our club. It's a special club, and we want to keep it a special place.
Yep. We want to keep it scum free, everyone.
And so, like I said, keep it scum free. And as always, like I said, keep it scum free. Please do take the number out, and let's have the results we're proud of. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. You all take care.